All right, guys, let's take a look at the Euro USD and the week ahead. And we're going to start off by by looking at the price action that we had during NFP, which was actually pretty much a dud. I was expecting at least some type of drive above 1.1. I did once the market started pulling back a little bit here during the early morning and started pushing up a little higher. I think I put a long position at I think it was like 0942, 0943. And then towards the end of the day, we did have a slight, uh, actually a slight move up during the early morning, probably going into like 9 o'clock, 9:30, and then it just started like pulling back down. It even closed in the red at minus 0.13. So yeah, I'm not too confident now because of the failure to make that big move up, but also the fact that it's still, you know, even though it's above the main pivot, it still doesn't look to me like if it wants to make a big move up yet. I mean, it could still make a drive coming. I don't know how we're going to open up, whether we're going to gap down, gap up, but I think once the market opens, I'm probably going to look to close my positions and then wait just for a little bit more clarity. The trend line I was looking at before, if we take a drive from here from support to resistance, I felt it was going to try to find some support here, which it actually did, and then moved up. And then again, like I just said, couldn't stay above it. And now it just, I don't know how to feel about this positioning over here if we're going to make that continued move up uh, towards the target I was looking for at 1.15, 1.1150, I should say. And but again, looking down here at the MACD, there is a slight hidden divergence in this case, just like just on the assumption that this could possibly be a lower high than this high, right? So you're gonna have this high over here with, again, the assumption that this could be a high, and then you have the MACD here showing a high and then a higher high on the indicator. So I I would prefer to wait to see if this market's gonna maybe continue higher or push down and start trading down here back around this previous support zone. Actually, multiple support zone. If I draw that out just like this, you see this is still that strong support that we had a nice bounce from. But if I look at the weekly, on the weekly chart, I just saw this resistance level. This trend line I've been watching from all the way up here. You can see the resistance over here. This is way back in July of 23, and again a resistance again December of last year, and then once again we kind of hit around that area. So this looks like it could be a resistance zone and then make one more dive down. But if it starts pushing up a little bit above 1.1, then I would say, okay, we're going to make a move up to the next level of resistance, which would be about 1.1150. I don't see any divergences down here on the MACD on the weekly scale. Again, like I said in my previous videos, that long term I am bullish because of the long term outlook on the monthly and the quarterly chart. But sometimes you get you see something like this, and then you're thinking, okay, this is bullish. I'm bullish long term. But sometimes the market takes a while to actually make that move, right? As I showed you in the other videos, it was consolidation, and then what you expect to happen right now ends up happening, but it ends up happening later on. So that's why in this case, even though if I'm bullish, I'm not gonna just hold on to a position here and just hope and pray that this market continues to the upside. It's just I prefer not to do that. I prefer to just get out, take a small loss, probably like about 5 pips, 10 pips, depending on how the market opens up, and then wait for much more clarity to see if we, gonna actually make that move. We're gonna start trading higher, or the market's going to start pulling back and start trading here or even below here. I personally would love for the market to start moving to the downside and even make a move down a little below 1.06. But again, that would have to wait more clarity and see if this market's going to actually get weaker or maybe pull down a little bit and then continue to the upside. So we'll see what happens this week. There is some economic news we have coming up, right? Retail sales, you have all this stuff here. And then the following week as well, you know, FOMC is always a big mover, right? And the federal funds rate. So the next 2 weeks, beginning with this week and then going into next week, we're definitely going to have some good economic news that's likely to push the market and get a little more volatile and actually make significant moves so we can get on to position ourselves for good swing trading opportunities. So we'll see what happens with today's open and going on to the rest of this week. And again, if things are not clear for you, if you're looking at the market and things are not clear, it's always best to actually step away from the position and just monitor and just eye the market, eye the price action on things until things become a bit more clear, and then you enter the position with much more conviction. Even if it ends up being incorrect, at least you waited for more clarity, right? So we'll see what happens at the open, and I'll see you guys in the next video.